In a world plagued by procrastination, a disillusioned young professional discovers ancient Stoic techniques that not only help him conquer his chronic habit of delaying tasks, but also transform his life in ways he never imagined. Synopsis. Meet Alex, a talented but chronically procrastinating young professional who constantly finds himself overwhelmed by deadlines and responsibilities. Frustrated by his lack of progress and fearing the consequences of his procrastination, Alex embarks on a journey to find a solution to his problem. His quest leads him to stumble upon the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, a practical philosophy focused on personal ethics and resilience in the face of adversity. As Alex delves deeper into Stoic teachings, he learns invaluable lessons from philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. He discovers that Stoicism offers powerful tools to combat procrastination by cultivating self-discipline, embracing discomfort, and focusing on what truly matters. With newfound determination, Alex begins implementing Stoic practices into his daily life. Armed with Stoic wisdom, Alex faces various challenges head-on, from daunting work projects to personal struggles. Along the way, he encounters colorful characters who embody both the pitfalls of procrastination and the virtues of Stoicism. Through perseverance and introspection, Alex gradually overcomes his procrastination habits and experiences profound personal growth. As Alex's journey unfolds, he realizes that defeating procrastination is not just about managing time, but also about mastering his emotions and mindset. Through the lens of Stoicism, he learns to accept the things he cannot change, take action on what he can control, and cultivate inner tranquility amidst chaos. Ultimately, the Stoics' guide to defeating procrastination is a story of transformation and empowerment, demonstrating how ancient wisdom can provide timeless solutions to modern challenges. By embracing Stoic principles, Alex not only conquers procrastination but also discovers a deeper sense of purpose, fulfillment, and resilience in his life. Foreign lie, if you're watching this video, it's because procrastination is a recurring problem in your life. In my case, most of my problems arose due to procrastination. When you fail to do what you should and keep postponing things, all kinds of issues arise, your productivity decreases, anxiety appears in your life, and you start avoiding responsibilities. The worst part is the constant feeling that you're not doing what you should. The Stoics were deeply concerned about procrastination, and we have examples of historical philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, who had many responsibilities in their lives and couldn't afford to procrastinate. It's not easy, as we often prefer instant gratification over making an effort, although I discuss this in depth in my video on discipline, which I recommend you watch. After finishing this one, discipline and overcoming procrastination complement each other. If you're watching this video, it's because you want to change to become more productive, to be in of your mind and actions, and to defeat procrastination. Overcoming procrastination will also make you happier because you'll feel at peace with yourself when you start acting responsibly. It's astonishing that Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and historical philosopher, had the same hours in a day as you and I do to accomplish his work and fulfill his responsibilities. He had time to be an emperor, govern the most extensive and powerful empire of antiquity, be a philosopher, writer, take care of his wife, create laws, attend trials, lead armies, and guide the Roman people through a terrible plague. He did all this while remaining just and avoiding vices or temptations that other emperors fell into. The key to Marcus Aurelius's success was that he always had a routine and developed habits in his life that allowed him to overcome laziness and avoid procrastination in the end. That's the key to not procrastinating, having a routine. Marcus Aurelius turned all his responsibilities into a fundamental part of his life. Just as we need to eat, wash ourselves, and sleep, he turned these responsibilities into something essential, something he couldn't live without accomplishing. All the wise men throughout history understood, as did Aristotle, that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. For example, for Marcus Aurelius, the day began early. In his own words, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. There was no time for him to lie in bed. He began the day by writing in his personal diary, dedicating a few minutes to jot down his thoughts and organize his mind, recalling what was essential. Afterward, he prepared himself to face his responsibilities and the people around him. He would say to himself, the people you will meet today are rude, ungrateful, insolent, ill-tempered, selfish. They will give themselves airs and expect you to fall in with their whims. Marcus Aurelius knew he couldn't let these people affect his judgment and happiness. He was clear that he should act as he deemed right. After that, Marcus Aurelius started with his most important responsibilities. He said, begin the morning by saying to yourself, I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial. All these things happen to them by reason of their ignorance of what is good and evil. As you can see from his routine, there's no room for procrastination. I'm sure you're wondering how you can act like Marcus Aurelius and overcome procrastination, how you can mentally prepare and what habits to follow. Don't worry, I will now explain 7 tricks that personally help me avoid procrastination. I will divide them into 2 parts. The first part will cover how to prepare your mind to avoid procrastination, and the second part will discuss actions we can take to overcome procrastination. First, change your focus. Procrastination is a first world problem. We procrastinate because we can afford to do so. Ask someone who doesn't have enough to eat if they ever procrastinate. Most of us live relatively comfortable lives, so we need to increase our sense of urgency when dealing with our responsibilities. When we procrastinate and have a deadline to meet our obligations, we end up doing everything at the last minute. As the deadline approaches, it seems that laziness disappears and we become productive doing what is necessary. All this happens due to a sense of urgency. Establish your own deadlines for fulfilling your responsibilities. This will increase your urgency to work and help you overcome procrastination. But how can you ensure you meet the deadline you set? For instance, you can talk to a family member or friend and say that if you don't finish your task before the deadline, you'll have to give them some money. This punishment will force you to act before the deadline you chose. Remember, increasing your sense of urgency is crucial to stop procrastinating. Second, avoid low-level distractions. Usually when we procrastinate, the actions that replace what we should do are low-level distractions. When I say low-level distractions, I mean wasting time doing something that doesn't add anything to our lives. Also notice that you suffer because deep down you know you should be doing something else. So besides not adding anything, you also don't fully enjoy this distraction. You wouldn't enjoy it anymore, even if you did it after finishing your responsibilities. Change the order of actions. Work first, then have fun. Third, reorganize your responsibilities. Some tasks we need to complete are difficult or time-consuming, and this can overwhelm us or make us anxious, making it highly probable that we'll end up procrastinating. What should you do in such cases? If I asked you if you could work for 5 hours without getting distracted, it's very likely that you couldn't. But could you work for 1 hour without getting distracted? That's more probable. You could even do it for 5 minutes. Everyone is capable of working for 5 minutes straight if we apply this logic to longer or more difficult tasks, meaning if we break them down into smaller parts and focus on each part as a single, shorter and more manageable task, it will probably help us tackle our responsibilities more effectively and avoid procrastination. Fourth, take the first step. Every procrastinator knows that the hardest part is always starting the task. Once you start, you've already overcome the most challenging part. Force yourself to begin. Don't think about how long it will take to finish the task. Don't think about finishing all the difficulty of what you need to do. Just start with the first step. It's the hardest, but it's the most important one, and it will give you the momentum to continue with the second, third, and fourth steps. Being a procrastinator also has its advantage. Here, once you start, you won't want to stop because you know how difficult it is to restart or pick up where you left off. Fifth, the 5-second rule. Related to the previous point, one of the strategies I use in my daily life to take the first step is the 5-second rule. This rule, as the name suggests, involves counting from 0 to 5. And when you reach 5, you start the task. The idea is to clear your mind and not think about anything. Just start, count to 5, and start without second guessing. Personally, this trick helps me a lot in life. Whenever I want to do something that bothers me, I count to 5, and without thinking, I just do it. 6. The Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a trick to divide your work time into more accessible portions so that facing your tasks becomes easier. It's harder to start working. If you think you have 5 hours of work ahead of you, but if we divide that time using the Pomodoro technique, it becomes more manageable. The Pomodoro technique involves working for 25 minutes straight and then taking a 5-minute break. This is called one Pomodoro. After 4 Pomodoros, take a 20-minute break and repeat the process. Everyone is capable of working for 25 minutes straight. If we realize that doing 4 Pomodoros means we work for 1 hour and 40 minutes with full focus, followed by a 20-minute break, focusing on 1 hour and 40 minutes of continuous work is challenging, and we'd probably get distracted. We might even not start because we'd end up procrastinating. But with this trick, you can face work in 25-minute segments, which everyone can do with 100 productivity. 7th, eliminate distractions. Our brain always seeks the easiest path. If you have your phone near your workspace or a video game or anything that can distract you, you must remove all those distractions from your work environment. Create an environment that makes procrastination difficult. So the only thing you can do is complete your task. Start by identifying which thing are preventing you from doing your work. And once you find out what they are, remove them from your workspace so that procrastination isn't easy. What do you think of these tips to avoid procrastination? Thank you all for joining us on this journey into history in a mind channel. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time, stay stoic, stay mindful, and stay true to yourselves. Take care.